Sleepless nights, chronic pain, anxiety. Esports athletes face all of these conditions, and if left unchecked, they can last a lifetime. Now, these issues are only made worse by the player's age. Many become drawn to serious esports competitions when they're in high school, but by their mid-20s, generally speaking, performance starts to deteriorate. Earlier, I spoke with Dr. Melanie Austin, an occupational therapist at the New York Institute of Technology. She researches the wellness, mental health, and behavior of esports athletes. So I asked her more about her findings. Doctor, some of your research deals with not only the sleep routines of these esports athletes, but risk of disease, the social media use, and even their own risk of injury just by playing these games personally and professionally. Tell us what your research has found.
Absolutely. So our research at New York Institute of Technology has really looked at the importance of sleep for esport athletes. So sleep is really, really important for the psychological and the physical health of esport athletes. What we've been able to do was look at how esport athletes are actually spending their day. What are their daily routines? And what are the things that impact their ability to carry out their daily routines in a healthy manner? So we know sleep is really important for all individuals, and for young adults and teenagers, sleep is actually a vital function for their well-being, for their academic performance, and also for their sports performance. What we're doing is really looking at how not only the effects of sleep, the quality of sleep, but also looking at light and LED light prior to sleep. And LED light, we know, suppresses melatonin in the body. And this is really important because our bodies respond to both light and dark. So one of the things we're looking at is really addressing the sleep patterns, really addressing the quality and the quantity of sleep for our esport athletes.
So what happens to a typical athlete's body if they don't get enough sleep and they spend most of their day in front of a computer screen?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing really, really high statistics of the amount of time that esport athletes spend in front of the computer, also on their game consoles. And so what happens is this can have a detrimental effect on the emotional and physical well-being. And we're looking at issues such as depression, anxiety, and also risk of chronic disease like heart disease.
Are there any aspects of an esports athlete's life that is different when it comes to health concerns they should have compared to your traditional athlete?
So absolutely, because esport athletes actually spend a vast amount of time on the computer, this is a sedentary activity. So whereas a traditional athlete would actually have more physical activity, the esport athlete is actually sedentary for sometimes 5 hours at a time. And this can actually increase to 7 to 11 hours prior to competition.
And what does that do?
Well, it's really difficult to sit for prolonged periods of time without putting stress on the body, also the mind. So from a physical standpoint, being in a sedentary position and put you at risk for injury and illness. So for instance, sitting for long periods of time can actually affect posture, can lead to neck injuries and also to hand injuries as well. And from an emotional standpoint, this can actually affect the cognitive performance, so problem solving, judgment, memory, attention span. So these can be really detrimental to performing everyday tasks that need to be performed outside of e-gaming and esports.
Now, you've mentioned the importance of simply socializing for these young athletes. Now, a lot of them have told me that they are socializing because they're on these gaming platforms, playing with friends or teammates. They're speaking, via their headsets and strategizing. Why is it important, in your view, for them to socialize outside of that world?
So we're seeing the headlines, we see the negative influences related to playing esports. And a lot of the evidence has pointed to social isolation. However, my findings actually point to a more positive outlook. Esport players are actually socializing with friends. They're actually forming teams. So they're participating in both cooperative and competitive activity. This is an opportunity for healthcare practitioners to really look at the health promotion effect of esports and utilize those supports to promote greater socialization.
And Doctor, in your view, what role do parents play with either discouraging or encouraging their kids to pursue this path? Are they a key element of a young person's mental health? I would imagine so.
Yes, absolutely. We know that 65% of American households have someone in their home that actually plays video gaming on a regular basis. For teens, over 70% of teens are playing video games. And so for parents, it's really important for parents to not eliminate playing e-games and playing esports. However, really look at how teens are managing their daily routine, really look at some of the things they're doing with their time outside of playing esports. So it's going to be really important for parents to be able to provide supportive networks for teenagers. Also, looking to engage more in physical activity as a family as well. This can also help to promote more physical activity as teenagers engage in esports and spend lots of time on the computer.
That's great advice, and it sounds like you see both sides of this coin. As a final question, would you encourage or discourage your kids to become esports pro athletes?
Absolutely. I would definitely encourage esport athletes. It's an opportunity for teens and youth and young adults to engage with their friends. It's an opportunity to prepare for college. It's also an opportunity to promote health in many different aspects of life. And I think the key is really ensuring that there's optimal opportunity for balance.
Dr. Melanie Austin, thanks for your time today.
Absolutely.